We're starting with the UBS challenges. Thank you. This is Benjamin from UBS.
So thank you very much. I'm really glad to be here today with you. So my name is Benjamin. I'm representing UBS today. I hope here in Zurich I don't have to explain what UBS is. UBS is the largest bank in Switzerland. It's also the largest wealth manager. And similar to EWZ, for us, blockchain is really like a really important trend. When you look at the general media, everybody's talking about what is the price of Bitcoin, what is the price of Ethereum, and so on. But for us as a bank, the technology behind it is much more important. First of all, it challenges a lot of business models of banks. And second of all, it also opens up different business models, different business ideas for us as a bank. And that's the reason why it's really important for us, for our senior management to be here. And I brought two cases today here with you to work on. The first is one focusing on a new business model for us as a bank, and the second one is basically enhancing our business model when it comes to investing. So the first challenge, when you look at international trade, what you always have is you have an exporter and an importer. They exchange goods for money. Often the issue then is when you look at global supply chains, that these goods are valuable. Sometimes they need to be in a certain condition. For example, they have to be freezed. Maybe they have to be treated or have to be avoided of pressure, and so on. So it's really like delicate products. And when you have international trade, what we see often with our clients is that products arrive at the port of destination damaged. Sometimes products are replaced during the supply chain with counterfeit products. So we as a bank thought that blockchain maybe could be used to help these companies. So the focus here is UBS has a blockchain, and what we think about is how could we use that blockchain basically to monitor the supply chain. So basically linking products on their way around the globe to this blockchain in that way, as soon, for example, the temperature of the container is changing, as soon as the container is opened out of accident and so on, that we as UBS are informed and then can notify our client. So basically, that's the first challenge. Second challenge, on the overview slide, it was called gender equality. And at the core, that's correct. What we are here looking at is, when you look at the World Economic Forum in Davos some weeks ago, one emerging trend in the investment area is sustainable investments. It's not a new concept, but it's getting now traction on. And when you look at sustainable investments, investors are looking not only at hard financial facts. They are looking, for example, on the value chain or the supply chain, how environmental friendly it is. Or, for example, gender equality. More and more investors looking, when they think about investments, they are taking gender equality criteria into consideration. Why? Because gender equality for a big corporation like UBS or BMW or any other corporation shows good corporate governance practices. And companies which are excelling on good corporate governance practices also outperform in share price. Gender equality is a determining factor for investment decisions. But when you're an investor now, and you want to invest, or when you want to take gender equality criteria into your investment decision, it's really difficult because all corporations they are publishing reports on corporate social responsibility. They are publishing reports on workforce statistics. They are publishing reports to adhere to local regulatory and legal requirements when it comes to employee policies and so on. So the data is there, but it's hugely dispersed. Even when you look at UBS, the data is publicly available, but it's in different sources, different reports, different databases. So the challenge here is when you want to take these factors into consideration for taking investments, you have to rely on intermediaries like Bloomberg, Equilib, or Edge. What they are doing, they are working together with corporations. Corporations can go there and certify themselves as a gender equal employer. However, for a corporation like UBS, this process is extremely expensive. It takes a lot of resources, and it's time-consuming. So for us, the challenge here would be, could blockchain be used to automatically collect data around gender equality store it somewhere, and then make it also available to the public that investors can take it from there and incorporate it into their investment decisions. So these are our 2 challenges. Hopefully you like one of these at least, and then I see you later. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benjamin. We'll then directly move on to the Futur ICT2 challenges presented by Marcus.
Yeah. So, all right, great. Okay, I just posted the slides to the Hackathon channel. You've seen this yesterday. This is the idea of addressing the externalities problem using blockchain and IoT technology. So I'm not going into that again. Our 2 challenges are approximately situated where these red rectangles are. There are no clear boundaries, but approximately that's these are the two places. Your design space for the challenges in the Futur ICT2 are, of course, the 3 biosphere categories or themes, and possibly as a subset of that, one of these externalities or other examples you could think of or which are of interest to you, which is probably the most important aspect when choosing anything here tonight. The 2 challenges are both, of course, around blockchain. The one is very, let's say, narrow or focusing on the idea of tokens. We want you to create a token generator. I talked yesterday about the idea of bottom-up creation of money to address different externalities and have this multi-dimensional incentive system at one point in the future. So we need a tool to actually create these tokens. The other challenge is once tokens are around, people want to do something good and get tokens for it. So while here the question is how can tokens be designed, here the question is how can they be obtained. So there's this IoT link, sensor data, decentralized oracles, other trusted sources for data, which help you to then verify, yes, this person or this community did this and that, and they are obtaining tokens for this. A bit more in detail. The goal of the first challenge, again, is a tool for communities to easily design and create their own tokens. And we actually have an app for that. Mark Ballandis, who will be with me during the hackathon and also later on the team building session, spent some nights since last week to produce something you can build on. It's a shell, it's an app that it's doing something, it has a user interface, and we are kindly asking you to fill it with an ERC20 compatible token. Code to create ERC20 compatible tokens. So the question is, what properties should such a token have? As it's programmable money, you can be creative. We have a few default parameters in the app, but you can, of course, come up with new ones depending on the type of externality you would like to address. Currently, under this app lies an SQLite database, because we need the database to do something. So the hopefully interesting part about this challenge is to kick out this database and put a blockchain beneath. Because a blockchain is a database, it just is more fancy in a way. And so round up this app, that's the first challenge. What you will learn much more about Ethereum. You will learn about ERC tokens, which are standardized token designs. So token design obviously will be a topic. And even monetary economics, because you can think of many interesting things of what your money could do. You can use sessions, the Ethereum sessions, of course. Akasha had a few interesting ideas, I think, about different tokens interacting, and of course our app. That's the app. Oh, bonus points if you're getting so far that we can actually publish this as a Java library altogether, because nothing useful, as Sebastian was saying today, nothing useful on the Java/blockchain developer front is existing currently. So that would be a contribution to the community even. The second challenge has the goal to develop an incentive system for your case. So think again about something that interests you and build an obtainer extension to that app. So the app helps you to go through that process of for example, I planted the trees, I verify that I planted the trees, or other people do that, or sensors do that, and I get tokens for that. Again, sessions we recommend to look at again are probably Ambrose's today. The IoT sessions in the morning were very interesting and had very informative slides. And of course, Ethereum again. Yeah, I think that's clear. So what do you measure? How do you verify the correctness of your measure? How do you translate that into a token? So I hope you see that these two things are, although separate, are somehow linked. So, I mean, you can also think about the linkage in between, or go the whole thing through if you're actually managing. That would be great too. What you learn about IoT protocols. You learn even more about oracles. There will be a session by Oraclize tomorrow, so that could be a technology as well. And again, monetary economics and Android. Thank you. And I forgot, we have a handout as well later on with more details.
Thank you very much. While I'm setting up the slides again, Andre is saying a few words about some gear that we got to work with the challenges, especially some IoT stuff that we would like to use for the hackathon.
Yes. Actually, I have another question first. Who is coming tonight to the party? Come on, how many? I want to see your hands. It's not bad. 100? Awesome. There's lots to drink there, so, you worked very hard this week already, so, you deserve some drinks. So, looking forward to see you there.
Yeah, it's also very valuable to refine your project idea, talk to some of the mentors, and so on.
Exactly. We have to mention the mentors later, too. So, yes, we have another sponsor from all those that we had earlier there, and that's actually Particle, a company that built devices. And they were so kind and sent us some of their photons, whoever knows them. That's a tool that can connect to Wi-Fi. So the thing is, we have a couple of challenges, specifically in the energy field from EWZ, that can make use of IoT. The thing is, though, we only have those at the moment, and we have to get some gear together. And I'm not sure, I'm reaching a little bit out to EWZ as well, if there might be interest, or they have something like smart meters, anything that can be used with their challenge, that we can borrow, and potentially you can use, because obviously we want you as well to use IoT devices. I mean, you have seen quite a few things today and heard yesterday about connectivity, how to actually interact blockchains with IoT devices. Ambrosus also use it. We heard from Modem, and I think it would be great if you actually can build something, and we want to actually get stuff for you. So when you decide later on which challenge you want to choose, please let me somehow know. I made already an announcement on the Slack earlier today, who's interested in doing something, so we can actually get some sensors for you, some boards, stuff that you can play with, plug in, so that, stuff lights up maybe on Friday, gets more interesting. Yeah, so please let us know so what we can get, and we check also with our sponsor EWZ what we maybe can get from their hand to make it interesting. Just like this could look like that, just show something. It works, we have seen it.
Okay, Before we move to the rooms, we would also like to quickly introduce our mentors for the hackathon. There are some people among them that you haven't met until now. So please, everybody that is a mentor in here, could you quickly stand up in the room? There's some more up there. Yes, already standing. We'll have more mentors coming in tomorrow, like going from room to room. But now, the people that are here that you haven't met, especially these two guys here, could you introduce yourself very quickly? Just speak loudly, they will.
Sure. Go ahead. So my name is Konstantin. We are from Conjul, which is one of the many energy startups which do energy on Ethereum blockchain. We're part of the Energy Innovation Hub spin-out, as well as Tokyo Electronics, or TEPCO. We're based in Essen. We've been invited, and that's why we're here, and want to help you guys with questions you might have, as we have thought about a couple of questions which are part of the challenge by EWZ.
Maybe also say, what kind of questions people can come to you with, preferably.
I guess anything that has in regards to energy together with blockchain might be up in my area, as my background is more in Bitcoin, blockchain in general.
Especially Ethereum.
Right, Ethereum. And
yeah, so I'm Ned, I'm a senior engineer in Conjul, and you can talk to me about any sort of general software questions, especially anything that has to do with Java or Python, if you have any questions. Since the IoT is one of the topics, I'm not personally an IoT guy, but I can help with stuff like Kafka, which is often used as a message queue for IoT. So if you run into any sort of problems with that, please come over and ask me.
Cool. Thank you.
I think most of you have met Yves, but not everybody, because you had a split class. So very quickly about your background again.
Yeah, so I'm Yves Guillaume, and I'll be here all week. And if any of you are looking to implement any AI aspect to your blockchain app, one of the interesting questions is what kind of approach you're going to be using, because I mentioned that there are several ways of using AI for some of these apps. So if you're running into some design questions or implementation issues, let me know, and I'll be available.
Okay, great. We had Angel in the main session, but Vlad had this a split session too. So Vlad, maybe a few words about you.
Hi, so I'm Chief Product Officer at Roses and the CEO. I'm going to be for the whole week as well at the challenge. Many things related with IoT, that's kind of my expertise. And yeah, if you have any questions in IoT, and especially for the challenge we're going to present afterwards, around pharma traceability, with blockchain, with sensors, then
Okay, thank you very much. So I posted all the challenges channels on Slack now. So please, you can go into different channels now. You don't have to just stick to one. Everything that you're interested in. I also put the pictures of the introductions, and we make the slides available there as quickly as possible as well. Then we would definitely now start to fill the different rooms. We would have the EW set in here. People interested in Future ICT, it's next door. UBS challenge, it's in E33.1, and the open category in E23. Maybe take pictures quickly. You can move from room to room. You don't have to go to one and stick to it. You just make sure that wait, before you go, that you have a team together this evening. We'll afterwards we'll be having the party. The party starts at 7. You can go there individually or follow us there, because if you don't know where it is, we'll leave from here outside the room in a bit more than an hour, around 20 to 7. So if you want to come with us, we'll leave at 7 outside. Please make sure to bring your name tags, as this is the requirement for free drinks.
Yeah.
And if you don't have your name tag anymore, please see and food. There's also food. Please see Natalie. She can give you a new name tag. For the ones from the foreign students that need to get their travel costs reimbursed, please send a private message on Slack to Andre with a copy of your receipt and your bank account details. Thank you.